Oh yeah, you're going to be hearing later on in the reporting that we have available for you. It's going to be great. So you're going to be hearing about that. So now to bring on our next speaker, I'm so excited for you to be able to hear from her. I actually met Dr. Staci on my very first day at LifeWave. I walked in at 9 a.m. on a Monday morning into Garrett, my boss's office, and they were on a Zoom. And so I got to meet Dr. Staci on this Zoom. And what was interesting is immediately while we were on that Zoom, you could tell through her posture and what she was sharing with Garrett, you could see the leadership that she has. You know, she actually has a PhD in 2 different areas, functional medicine and, integrative. I'm not a science guy, sorry. Functional and integrative medicine. But when she looked and saw LifeWave, and she's been in the direct sales industry and working in health for over 20 years, when she saw what we have here at LifeWave, she knew this was going to be a home for her. She joined in 2001 and since then has made an incredible impact on LifeWave and the course of our company. Can you help me and welcome another elite senior presidential director, Dr. Staci Holweger?
Hello, LifeWave. Welcome. I am so excited to share with you today about our binary and mentor matching. Not so much on the binary, but really focusing on that mentor matching that Meredith just talked about. And the binary is incredible, and here's what I'm going to tell you. Balance. If this is my line, which there's a line right here, I have a right and a left. You want them balanced in your line of sponsorship. That's key. And Meredith just shared with you how you can go find out in your back office what you have on your right and what you have on your left. Now, for some of you, directors in the room, and of course for those of you watching at home that are brand new brand partners or managers, or maybe you're ranked already above director but couldn't for obvious reasons be here, some of you across the world, know that you will be always monitoring the balance of your business in your lines of sponsorship, or we call that in your lines of enrollership, the people you are enrolling and sponsoring into this business. So that's our binary, but I really want to focus on the mentor matching. And there are 4 things I'm going to talk about. Leave space after number 1. And 2, 3, and 4. But number 1 is identifying these rising stars. And you may sit here and say, well, I am one. Like I am a director. How am I going to identify them? Well, I want you to think about yourself. When you came into LifeWave, you had a reason. And maybe it was for your health, maybe it was for financial reasons, but you had a reason. And you were ready to accomplish that, whatever it was for you. Right? You wanted to achieve that. But then very quickly, you wanted to help other people. So you started talking. You started sharing. You started attending things, right? You showed up. And so when you're looking at your organization, who came in for a reason? You know the people you've sponsored, you know who they are, and maybe you don't know everyone down that organization yet, but the ones that are sponsoring people, they're the ones you're looking for. The ones that are showing up, whether they're here in this room or whether they're watching live right now, or maybe they catch the recording. Those people are the ones that you are going to be reaching out to. Identifying them, helping them to move through this mentor matching program, which is fantastic, but the whole success pathway. So you identify them by those traits initially, right? But who do you see that's already out there doing it? Who is already running their own Zooms? You know, from day 1, for me in this business, literally after hearing David speak, I immediately knew I had to go on Zoom. I knew I had to invite people right away. My sponsor didn't know she was going to build a business until she found out I was. And then she said, oh my God, if Staci's in, I'm in. We're gonna have to do this. I have to figure this out. But I immediately created my own Zoom schedule. And I grabbed one of my great friends, Laura Balzer, with me. And we together started on day one doing 3 Zooms a day. Who do you see in your organization that's doing that? Or who has the potential to do that? You need to be making some extra notes next to their name and going, okay, these are people I'm going to reach out to. Maybe it's not someone you personally enrolled, but maybe it's somebody down the line that you happen to look in your back office. And again, we'll have more visibility in a couple months. But you look in your back office and you say, wow, I can see there's a lot of activity happening here. Let me reach out to this person. Let me help them see what the potential is. And so that's what we're going to talk about on step 2 is building that belief. After you've identified these people that are doing the things that I mentioned and other things as well too, they could be, in person or whatever it may be, depending on how you work your system. Maybe they've watched a video, they've done that, whatnot. So now your job is to build belief. Building that belief for them, with them, that they can work this plan with you. You're locking arms. So how do we build their belief? Well, I think it'd be great to show them the wonderful 4 ways that directors, 1-star directors, are going to be earning money. Yes, they came in, they had a product experience, or they came in to join the business and the opportunity. They want to see what's in it for me. And so you build belief by showing them the breakthrough bonus you're going to hear about after lunch. How many of you have actually looked at the plan so far? Is anybody fired up about those breakthrough bonuses? Yeah, you should be fired up about the breakthrough bonuses. A $500 carrot, not a diamond carrot, but a $500 carrot hanging in front of them to go 1-star director. That breakthrough bonus is going to be a really big piece of you helping these people get to 1-star director. Then you look at higher binary. Emily mentioned the binary just a minute ago. Higher percentage earned in that binary. Then we're going to look at the level earnings. You heard Mike talk about the 3 levels in depth. 1-star directors get all 3 levels. That's going to increase their check. And then, of course, they're going to be able to pick up mentor matching. 1-star director is that first level, so they're going to work on bringing those 1-star directors up to earn that first level in the 1-star director mentor matching part. So building that belief, showing them the ways they could make money. And then also, again, I'm here for you. We're here to work together. I'm locking arms with you. We're going to do this. We're going to bring you onto the Zooms, or the calls or the in-person events, and you're going to be standing right there with them. So if they're not comfortable yet sharing everything or presenting everything, you're there as their partner to do this, wherever they are in your organization. I promise you, I will lock arms with anybody in my organization that wants to run. Would you guys not agree with that? Anyone that wants to run in my organization, let's go. I'll bring you right on up to the top. There's plenty of room up here. Plenty of room, and more to come in this compensation plan, right? With what we have enhanced. I love that. I'm the same way. Compensation plan enhancements. Because we have the ways that we've always made money, but we have more opportunity to earn income. So I'm building that belief, doing it with them, showing them, leading them by example. And of course, they're doing the same, right? Because that's what we do. We duplicate. The next thing I look at is a fast track program, meaning I'm going to create something, you can create something depending on how you work this business, how your system is that you run your organization. But I'm going to create a fast track program to director. And that's going to be specifically taking some time, small groups. Okay? Leaders aren't made in the masses. They're made in the small groups. So I'm going to identify them, help my other leaders identify theirs, and make these small groups, small pods of people that want to really learn the activity, the daily activity, the weekly activity. What does that look like in my business? And map that out to help them reach that rank. Again, leading by example. I loved what Mike said. We never stop enrolling. We never stop recruiting, sponsoring, whatever you want to call it. We are always bringing people into this business. Yes, we have 2 legs, and obviously with the 3, fantastic. I love that. Tripods, much more stable than just 2. But we're always looking for our next best friend, our next business partner, the next person's life that we can impact. And that's what this has for you in the mentor matching. How deep and how wide can your impact go? And so I'm always bringing in new people. We're on the incentive trips. How many of you have been on an incentive trip so far with LifeWave? You're leading by example. You're doing exactly what you have always done. And please continue that. You want to show people by example. It's like when you have kids. How many of you have kids? Right? They're not listening to what you're saying. They're doing what you're doing. And you want them to do the behavior. That's your daily, your weekly, your monthly activity that you have. And so the final thing I want to talk about is recognition. And I am so excited. I know you guys are just waiting to get to lunch. You're hungry, you're ready to stand up, you're ready to move around. But when you come back from lunch, you are going to get to see probably the most amazing rollout of a recognition program I have ever seen in my 20 years in this industry. I was floored when I saw all the things that LifeWave is going to be gifting you at every single rank. It's not just the breakthrough. It's not just the other 8 ways to earn. But let's go ahead and gift you all kinds of amazing things. And it's not just a sleeve of this or a bag here or a pen or a notebook here. I like really shiny, blingy things. I don't know about you guys. I like a lot of travel. I like all the things. And as many of you know, a good Brunello is always really good for me too. And if we can have one in Switzerland next week for those of us that are heading out there, I'm all up for that. So recognition is key to the success in your business. Not just what LifeWave does, even though, trust me, it's gonna make a big difference, but it's also what you are doing on a daily basis to reward the correct behaviors. Who is your top enroller? I've always loved dangling those carrots out there and shouting out the people that are doing the things that create a massive organization. Who's enrolling the most people? Who has the most guests in the room? Tonight, Steve and Gina have a fantastic opportunity event. Who's gonna have the most guests in the room tonight? That's something I love to reward. The people that show up, go up. I remember years ago attending Eric Worre's events in Vegas, and he said the most butts in the seats make the most money. So the people that put the butts in the seats are gonna make more money. Whether your butts are in the seat in person or they're in the seat on a Zoom, that is where your focus is, rewarding the people that are doing the right behaviors. And when you come together on your Zooms or you come together in your in-person events, shouting them out, marching them across stage. These people enrolled 3 people this week, or these people, come on up. You're a brand new 1-star manager. Whatever you want to reward, it's the behavior. It's the coming up that success pathway, right? You're modeling that, and they're going to do the same because everyone loves the money. Don't get me wrong. Right? We love the money, we love the technology, we love the health benefits, but people will work so hard for reward and recognition. What job out there are they getting recognized for changing someone's life? You all in here have impacted someone's life that will bring you to tears. Have you not? You all have. And for someone to tell you, congratulations, you're doing an amazing job, you made a difference. And maybe you reward them with something like a dinner. I love to fly into cities and take my managers and above out to dinner. Tonight we've got a dinner for senior directors and above. I love doing things to say thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for making a difference important in your life with LifeWave. Because as I leave you today, I want you to know what I always say to people. My purpose here is to put that stone in the water. And that ripple effect, that impact, not just here in this room, but globally to all of you that are home watching, tens, thousands of people that are going to watch this recording. My purpose is to make that impact in people's lives. And I know that if I focus on that, adding value, I know others will model and do the same. And we will reach millions and billions of homes. And I think you all would agree, you want to be a part of that impact, correct? This mentor matching bonus is going to give you the opportunity to capitalize on that in a big way. And the hairs and the biscuits are going to be gone. Bless their souls. Thank God they came in, they used the product, whatever it may be, but they led you to someone else that was ready to run. And you grab that someone else and you run with them. And like Meredith said, you need to be smart with your time. But grab the people that want to run with this. As you work your way through this success plan, your checks will continue to go up and up and up and up. And as Steve said, what do you want 3 ways to make money or do you want 9? There's no question of this is this going to be better or not? Yes, if you work the plan, you will earn more income. But the income is a direct correlation to the lives you have impacted. Keep that in mind. It is a direct link. That income, the higher it goes, it just means your impact is much farther. Your ripple effect has went farther. So we all have the opportunity to walk away today. Go enjoy your lunch here in just a minute. Digest what you've taken in so far. Have the conversations with people. Look at your back office. Breathe. And know that we are here as leaders to help you and support you in this journey. Thank you, everyone.